Once upon a time in the land of Paxton, the engines revved up. Mickey and the roadster racers were ready. Paxton was ready. Pistol Pete was ready. All the engines revving up, all at different times.
No, that's not how they sound.
Yeah.
They should sound much better than that.
They waited for the green light, and then they're off. Down the track, they all started flooring. Paxton took an initial lead.
Because I had a rocket.
No, you had your car that was super fast. You didn't have a rocket.
But you said it was rocketing through it.
Yeah, rocketing is a term. It's not what's actually happening. They were racing down the track, and Pistol Pete was coming up right behind Paxton. Mickey was right behind Pistol Pete, and Donald and Daisy and Goofy and Chip and Dale were all coming up behind in a big group. Paxton raced towards the first turn, getting to the second turn when Pistol Pete drifted and bumped Paxton. He spun out. No! He slammed his fist on his wheel. Then he put it into overdrive.
And then crashed into him.
No, settle. We're not there yet.
Crashed into it.
Paxton was in the back this time, but he floored it and started catching up fast. He got around the second turn and got to the bumpy road and switched to off-road mode. His car bounced around, but he was still gaining on everybody. He passed Chip and Dale. He passed Donald. He passed Goofy. He passed Daisy. He passed Mickey Mouse. Mickey waved at him as he passed him. Ha, hi, buddy. And zoom, he was going right for Pistol Pete. He was not going to have it this time. He was right on his tail when the track turned and jumped straight into the water. Paxton quickly hit the green button and turned his car into a boat, splashing down. He went as fast as he could. He got all around Pete and splashed a big wave of water behind him right over Pete. Pete couldn't see and he crashed into the shore because he could not see with all the water. Splash. Paxton continued on, laughing. He finally got him back. He zoomed on, and then it came back to the track. He went back to car mode, and then continued on for lap 2. There were 3 laps. He was zooming around, got to the second lap. You missed. Oh, you lost it. He got around to the second turn, and then off-road mode. Mickey was catching up to him, going bouncy.
But I still got in front.
Paxton was still holding the lead. Mickey was coming up fast. Pete was right back on his tail. He had bumped Donald out of the way, and Donald was doing Donald's yelling at him.
Pete, the cheater.
Yeah, Pete was not very nice.
He should get kicked out of every race.
You should have been not qualified. I continued on. Paxton got to the water and splashed into it in boat mode, zooming down the waterway. Mickey was coming right up and cut in on one of the turns and was in the lead. Paxton was bouncing off of some of the waves that Mickey's car was making. He zoomed around and back onto the track.
And then I won.
Get back in here. They zoomed on the track. Paxton's car decided to start picking up speed and catching up with Mickey. Right behind him, though, Pistol Pete was coming up fast. This time, Paxton was not about to let Pistol Pete get in front of him, so he kept cutting him off every time, cutting in front of him. Pete was getting up so mad he was turning red. He was hitting his steering wheel and yelling. Argh! He got around the turn and up to the bumpy road. Pete was still behind him, but the dust was getting in his way and he couldn't really see. He had to keep cutting out into the off-road, off the track to try and be able to see what was going on. Paxton jumped into the water and started to gain on Mickey this time. He was right on his tail. This time, Paxton cut in front of Mickey on the last turn and got in front. Mickey couldn't really see and he had to slow down so he could get his windshield wipers working. Then Pete zoomed past him and splashed Mickey off the road. Paxton was not about to let Pete win.
I'll bump him.
They got back on dry land and were getting in towards the finish line. Pete was right next to Paxton. They were both bumping each other next.
But then I bumped him harder.
They were bumping back and forth, crashing off the walls. They were going so fast towards the finish line. The big flash for the photo finish. Poof! Who won? Paxton said. Well, I think I just won that race, said Pete. Not without me beating you first, said Paxton. Well, let's go to the race and see. Mickey walked up. Good race, everybody. Let's go see who won. They walked over to the photo booth where the referee was there watching the photo finish. It was taking a while. Paxton couldn't wait. What was taking so long? Mickey went and knocked on the booth. The referee came out, whispered something to Mickey, and went back in. Mickey was shocked. This has never happened before. They're checking again, but so far it's a dead even tie. Pistol Pete and Paxton tied. So they'll have to race again. Oh no, said Pete. Paxton said, no, I beat him. Hey, get back here. And tomorrow we'll find out what happens next. Now come on. Put your belly. Put your belly. Put your belly. Yes. Thank you.
Oh.
Say goodnight.
Good night.
All right, settle down.